dreamers everywhere. Welcome to the Dueling Disney podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Andy Zilmerman.
I am the other one of your hosts, Al Day.
And I'm here. I'm Annika.
And yeah, we don't need.
I'm just here.
Yeah, Annika's here. So
I hacked in.
My younger daughter Annika is here to share with us today, and we'll get to that in a minute. But of course, like we always start out, Disney weeks. Annika, why don't you go first?
I get to start? Wow, I feel so special.
I mean,
it took so long to get on the show.
Can you be our guest?
Nope.
Be our guest?
We don't talk about that restaurant.
Oh, it's a restaurant. That's right. Also a song.
Also a song.
Academy
and
Award
everything.
winning song. Oh, no, it's not.
No, it's a good song.
Never mind.
Is it not?
No, Beauty and the Beast is.
Oh, you're right.
Sorry. Anyway.
I digress.
R.I.P. Angela Lansbury.
Disney weeks. Is that what we were talking about?
Yes. Tell us about your Disney week.
So, if you don't know, for whatever reason, I am one of the children that Andy has exploited to work for the company so she gets free tickets. So I have a lot of Disney things happening in my week, but I chose specifically to talk about something that you probably never had to talk about on the show before, which is cast compliments and cast gifts. So this week... Yeah, if
I've never been a cast member. Andy's been a cast member. I got offered a job and turned it down.
I never got a compliment though. I did get someone call me to help sell Amway because I was so great at greeting people that
I don't know how to tell you this about people who want you to sell Amway.
Oh, no,
they're going to ask you to sell Amway no matter what.
I was a dang good cast member, and they called.
Somebody asked me to sell Amway when I was waiting for my chicken fried rice.
Oh my God! Somebody asked me to sell Amway while I was eating teriyaki. While I was going to teriyaki chicken in line.
Yeah, people who want you to sell Amway, they're going to ask you to sell Amway because you're sharp. Annika, let me tell you, I've just met you, but you strike me as a sharp person. And could you use some extra money?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm going to call.
But we interrupt your daughter.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. We digress. Okay, go ahead. Anyway, cast compliments and cast gifts. Share more.
Yes. So if you're unfamiliar, cast compliments are these little things that you can give to cast members to just show your appreciation. It's a little thing through the app. It used to be through social media, which we recommend going through social media because you could be more personal. I mean, what? I didn't say anything. But I received my 73rd official cast compliment / recognition. Technically, it wasn't a cast compliment. It was specifically a cast appreciation from another cast member, but it kind of includes all of them together on our system. So I'm very proud of myself for that.
That's awesome. How many daughter appreciations do you think you'd have for the good work you did at home?
I'm an adult now, not a child, so that's a different matrix.
I'll remember that next time I look at your bank account.
You know, there's a reason you said earlier you never received any compliments. Here's an example at hand.
There you go.
Anyway, okay, continue.
Anyway, so 73, which I'm very proud of myself for, and then cast gifts are because we cannot accept tips unless you're a server, like a waitress. Please tip your servers. People have come up with creative ways to show their appreciation in person. So this one I got this week, it's just like a little wooden token with a little Mickey in it, and it says "You are the magic" with a heart burned into it. There's a lot of these that they sell on Etsy, but it's always very special when a little kid especially gives you this. So a little girl gave me this while I was at the Cinderella slipper, and it was very sweet. And then this is probably one of my favorite ones I've gotten. It was technically like 2 weeks ago, but it's been helping me through this week. It's a tiny little jar of pixie dust that a very sweet child gave to me while I was at Lantern, and this one was so special. It's a tiny little glass vial on a string with pixie dust and little Mickey Mouse sprinkles in it. And this one was super special to me because she was so excited in line. I thought she was just very excited for the photo. I was at the Tangled Lantern photo. It's me and an assist. And she was jumping up and down. And as soon as we told them that they'd come up, she ran straight to me and just handed it to me. She went, "It's for you." And she didn't actually give one to my assist, which I felt really bad for. Means I can't share the pixie dust. It's hot glued shut.
All right, then.
Pixie dust doesn't work for other people. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess not.
Apparently, I did something for this child. I don't know what she saw, but I did something, and she was so excited to give it to me. And the mom was like, "Yep, she's only been giving it to very specific people." She gave one to the lady behind her in line, and so when they came up, she was like crying over it, and we both just shared a moment. But That one stayed with me. I wear it on my wrist all day.
Oh,
So
That's
just, you know,
super cool. That's
little
awesome.
things like that.
that's so
It's
cool.
it's nice when you make the magic to sometimes really see how much that impacts people and that they want to make it for you in return.
That is awesome.
I've been working in higher education for 30 years. Nobody's ever done that.
Wow.
I mean, people have occasionally said thank you, but
I don't even get that in middle
Listen.
school, so
But are you giving them stickers? I have found
no,
that
you're
helps.
you're not wrong.
if I give
I
them
have
stickers,
never
they'll be all
given anyone
over
stickers.
the walls, the locker, the library books.
Well, that's not different at Disney.
Wow.
Most people don't see the tunnels, but trust me, those stickers are everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. I bet if you had a really cool mom and dad, they'd let you like not go back to college and just work at Disney for the rest of your life.
No, I'm finishing my degree. I'll work at Disney and finish my degree.
Okay.
I think that's the...
All right.
Our listeners are seeing inside the Zimmerman family dynamic right now.
Thanks.
I mean, I think in the older episodes they already have when they hear my disembodied voice from far away correcting my mother.
Oh, please. All right. Al, what did you do for your Disney week?
Oh, well, I mean, my Disney week, I actually traveled a lot this Disney week. I went and saw my dad, who had an operation recently, and so I was able to stop by and see him for a few hours on Sunday. I surprised him. That's not related to my Disney week. I'm just really happy I did that. But when I got to the plane, I was just looking for stuff to watch on YouTube, and one of my favorite Disney YouTube channels is Provost Park Pass.
Oh, yeah.
And right. And they did someone invited them to dinner at 21 Royal.
Oh.
And so they did a whole video about their dinner at 21 Royal. So I watched that, and then I went down the rabbit hole of 21 Royal and spent at least 2 days going, okay, so how could I afford? How can I justify?
Isn't that the...
And I can't.
But that's the
You
Walt
can't.
Disney World version
in
of...
which I can justify.
That's the
What's
Walt
that?
Disney World of Club 33, right?
Well, it's a Disneyland. Remember
it's
the
a
old?
Disneyland.
There may be
Yeah.
one at
No.
Disney World. I don't know, but remember where Disneyana used to be above Pirates?
Yeah.
It's there. And I have been there when we went to Club 33. We also accessed that patio to watch Fantasmic.
Same.
But now it's 21 Royal, separated from Club 33.
I don't think I knew that.
The way it works is you can get a reservation for up to 12 people. Minimum cost, which you're probably not going to get, $15,000. So I did the math. That's like $1,250 per person minimum. And I would imagine if you wanted a different night or a special night or something, it's going to be a lot more than that.
How
now
did
you do
he
get
get to
admission
go?
with that.
How did Provost Pass person get to go?
They were invited from, and we'll put a link to the Provost Park Pass video in our show notes. But they were invited by someone who won it in a charity auction.
Dang!
And so they were allowed to go, and the person let them video it and all that kind of stuff. And it looked amazing, and I wanted to go. And there's no way the math works. There's no way. There are a lot of things where I'm like, I'm willing to pay an extra more. I can't. There's no way. I'd have to have a lot of very wealthy people.
That really sucks.
Or I could come up with 14 people who are willing to pay $1,250 plus 1/12.
Right.
To cover my cost. But
Listen,
I don't know that I have that.
I'm still trying to finagle my way into Club 33. I'm the odd one out here.
Sorry, you're the
I will
last
see
one
people
out
walk
there.
out that door, or if they scan for photos, they have the little Club 33 special ticket that'll pop up, and I'm like, I will straight up say, oh, so you're the one I have to make friends with.
Yeah.
And they usually laugh. I've had one person be like, oh yeah, I'll keep you in mind, and never heard from them again. So
sure.
I tried.
I feel pretty good about my track record of getting into exclusive Disney experiences. I have been to Club 33. I've been to Walt's office. I've been to Walt's apartment. I don't think I'm going to make it to 21 Royal. I just don't think.
I'm just
it's gonna
bummed.
What
happen.
about what about the Cinderella suite though?
Oh,
I have not been into the Cinderella suite.
No, I haven't either. I never will.
Don't
I
say
have not
never.
been.
Never say never.
I won't say never, but
I never
the
thought
only
I'd
person
get
I
into
know-
Club 33.
that's fair. But this is very rarely even put up as an option to go into.
Oh yeah.
That's true.
33 at least is always open. You just have to figure out a way inside.
And there's enough people that if you mention it to enough people, maybe somebody will smile on you. But so that was my Disney week, going down the Disney rabbit hole of a place I will likely never be able to go to. What about you? What was your Disney week?
Well, now I'm just sad because now I know there's something else I can't get into. I would have been okay not knowing about it, and then whatever. Okay, my Disney week, not as exciting as your two by any means, but
well, mine, I don't think you can call mine exciting.
Okay, so
mine also includes hours of hard labor. I don't know.
That's true. So my good news, bad news. I get the Disney D23 magazine because I'm a D23 member, as you do too.
Humble brag.
Here, you are a collector, so
I am.
Tell me that this is okay. Every time that it comes to me in the mail, it comes in a cardboard box, and then it comes in
a sleeve,
a plastic sleeve. Why?
Mylar, I believe.
It's a magazine. Do I need that? Do I need all that extra Mylar?
You definitely don't need the cardboard. I mean, if you want to keep it in somewhat of a close to mint condition, I might keep the bags. I keep the bags, but I also have a whole system for keeping things like this from my comic collecting. So it's not it's not like extra work for me to like slide a backing board in there and put it in with the bag with other things I collect. But if you don't care about condition, then what do you care?
I mean, are the D23 magazines really going to be something someday?
You never know.
That's not why you collect.
I mean, okay, did you ever think that the newspaper article from when the day Rock and Roller Coaster opened would be something special?
Probably not.
No.
And it is.
But you want to know what is stored in the actual Rock and Roller Coaster newspaper stand? A stack of those original newspapers, and they have informed us that they often go missing because people will steal them.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah.
And as a dyed-in-the-wool heart of my life collector, you don't collect and protect because it's going to be worth something. You protect and collect because you love it.
Okay, then I don't care. But I will say...
Ouch. That hurt me too.
I will say, though, that it's Tron. That's the focus of the D23 magazine this time, which is so good on the timing. But before we get talking about that...
I mean, I don't necessarily think it's coincidental. I mean, not coincidence.
Well, okay, maybe it's not all the way coincidental, but it came with this magnet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Disney marketing. Did it?
Yeah, it came with the magnet. So
I haven't opened it yet.
So D23 gold member magnet. I would want it. It's like cool to put on your car, but I would never put it on my car because somebody would take it. So
I have the Oswald one they sent last year, and it hasn't been taken.
Oh, it's on your car?
Yeah, my annual passport magnet got stolen a long time ago.
Yeah. See, so I don't know.
Those do get stolen.
Yeah.
Put it on the fridge.
Okay, I'll put it on the fridge, but if I had it on the car, more people could see it. But I get it. Anyway,
do you want more people? Wait, do you want more people to see that you're paying an exorbitant amount of money to the Walt Disney Company and that you can afford that? I don't think that's a good idea. Do you know what I think when I see the people with the 50th anniversary license plates around here? I'm like, oh, you got money.
Florida is so
I do love
lucky.
them.
I love those.
I
also say, if any other guest said put it on the fridge, you'd be like, oh, that's a good idea. But when Annika said it, you were like, oh, of course I know.
We put magnets on our fridge. I mean, it's something we do. I get it. Yeah, it'll probably go in the fridge for sure. But okay.
And I also want to say that I'm just honored that I see how you are with people who aren't family.
Yeah.
And I see how you are with people who are family.
Yeah.
And I get the family Andy.
Absolutely.
I just feel very honored by that.
But you have to know that you knew the family Andy before my family knew the family Andy.
This is true.
So
I've been getting it for a long time.
Maybe they get the Al Andy. Have you ever heard about that?
This is true.
No, I think it was just the trial run.
Al
you got to perfect it. Yeah. Like you perfect the new techniques on him before you bring it over to us.
Yeah.
Either way, y'all are in need of a lot of therapy because of it. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. So the reason we brought Annika on the show today is because Tron is opening. Tron Lightcycle is opening in Magic Kindom in Florida. It's already open in Shanghai, but in Magic Kindom in Florida on April 4th to the public. Yay, but the cast members got to go on it early. So how many times, Annika, have you been on it?
So I was very lucky to have a lot of friends that brought me as guests as well. So I got a Magic Kindom cast member preview and a cast member preview. And I actually haven't even told you this yet. they reopened more signups for cast members, so
Nice.
I'm going again.
Oh,
So I went once on that Magic Kingdom preview. I went 3 times, I believe, on the day, because I went as someone else's guest and they allowed read rides, and then we went again at night, so I finally got to see it at night, and I'm going
which is
again
really like, come
next
on.
week.
I know.
Yeah.
So is there a difference between riding it at night and riding it in the daytime?
Yes and no,
Okay.
because I'd say riding it at night, there's not a huge difference. However, the experience at night is quite literally night and day.
Because, okay.
Pardon the pun. But
explain.
I mean, is that really a pun? It's just literal.
That's fair. That's fair. So, as Tron fans know, there is no sun in the grid. The whole idea is that you're entering the grid, you're walking into it. So, walking into the area, it's basically like a whole Epcot pavilion for itself. It's insane. The second you walk into that little area, it is its own being. It's huge. It's gigantic.
Okay.
That huge, now I can't think of the word.
Like
overhang.
the dome thing?
The dome thingy.
Okay.
There's a name for it now. I can't think of
The
it.
technical term is dome thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very technical. That's the official name. Don't quote me. That's not even all the space. There's this huge courtyard area, this huge walkway that you get to walk up, and it's fun because they are cast member previews. We're actually seeing it before everything is finished. So between going on my Magic Kingdom preview and my cast member preview, I noticed a bunch of little differences. Like there's hexagons on the floor now. Like that's new. That wasn't there before.
Cool.
So we're seeing things in a little bit of an unfinished state. My favorite was when we were in the queue and I looked over and I'm like, oh, there wasn't a door there before. There was just a wall where there didn't used to be a wall.
Oh, interesting.
And I was very confused. I do believe it's going to be in the future the difference between the standby and the lightning lane lines. But originally there was not a wall there, so everyone who was in line, because they only opened that standby section, we were all like, we don't know where we're going. At least in the same place, so like we don't know where we're going. But once you're inside, most of the queue is inside. A lot of it is inside, so it doesn't really matter. You're only outside for a brief couple seconds, honestly. You can't really tell the difference between night and day when you're on the ride itself.
Okay.
Right.
However, and I'm going to totally nerd out because yes, I am a PhotoPass photographer, but the photos are the big difference. If you want cool photos and a cool environment to hang out in, you absolutely want to be there at night. Hands down, no questions asked. There are a lot of really cool things. If you know any cast members or know how to find anything, they're letting us film and take photos and post whatever we want for this, which is really weird and cool.
Yeah,
but there are a lot of
super tight, like on this.
Oh yeah. My idea is that my working theory is because it's already open in Shanghai, it is literally the same ride. They are just like, hey, it's a new thing. Come see it. It's not like we're hiding secrets. Like you have to come see it to find out. You can look up a ride through. You can see the whole experience from YouTube. So it's very much a like get hype about it thing. That's my theory. But the photos that are opportunities that will be PhotoPass photos that you can take, they've been trying out a lot of different things. So whatever I say, it's not final. We don't know what's going to be really there once it fully is open to the public. But my absolute favorite shot is the identity disc shot, which is a special what we call glow prop. So we have a few of these if you're familiar with the Tangled Lantern photo or the Cinderella slipper photo. It is a prop that you hold and it has a light and it shines up on you and the photos are gorgeous. 10 out of 10 would recommend. They're not at any extra cost. They're just part of PhotoPass. You don't even need Memory Maker to buy it. You just go, you can just get it. And they have an identity disc. So it's that circular disc and it does in fact light up at night. So I unfortunately don't have a photo of it at night because the line was too long, but it looks so cool. And there's a new magic shot, like the poster shot that they do where they're lifting their arms and the identity disc is shining the beam. It's a really cool magic shot. It's out in the front. There was one, I don't think this one is staying, unfortunately, because it just made no sense. But for a little bit, there was a photo that the ride would go right by this certain part of the pathway. And they would take photos every time the ride came by. So I do have a photo of me standing right at the light cycles go by, which is really, really cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff over there, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
That's awesome. So what about the actual ride? So you're riding on it. Is it like Flights of Passage where you're riding on the Banshee, or is it more like riding on a motorcycle? What's it like?
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt
What?
because Annika mentioned not 5 minutes ago, no questions asked.
Oh, okay, we're done.
And then
Great.
you're asking.
You're right.
Does the English language mean nothing? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh,
Come on, you're the librarian here.
Yeah,
You should know better.
Anyway,
on a totally unrelated topic, I thought I would really talk about the ride system.
Yeah. Please do.
So it is actually really interesting, and I don't know how to explain it without a visual, quite frankly. There are example light cycles at the front that you can actually look at, and there's a little explanation of how you get on it.
Okay.
So if you don't know if you can fit in, because there is accessibility seating, which I will talk about in a second.
I saw that on a video. It looks really. I'm so excited that they did the accessibility there.
Good. Oh yeah, it's amazing. But there are those little ones that you can practice and kind of get the feel of. So that is a light cycle. Imagine a motorcycle. Imagine Flights of Passage. Now imagine if Flights of Passage, the leg rests kept going down. As they go down, they lock in a secure above your legs, so your legs are in there.
Okay.
So you can't, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but like you get on and you just keep going down.
But I'm like, so if I'm claustrophobic, is that going to be weird?
I don't know. I've talked to some people who get claustrophobic, but everyone is very specific in how they get claustrophobic. Yeah. I didn't experience any issues. My friends didn't experience any issues because the restraints are there, but they're not. Honestly, like you don't even really feel it. Okay. I couldn't really feel it.
Okay.
I can imagine it not being claustrophobic, but like if you have like aches and pains in certain parts of your body, it might be a little.
What are you saying there, Al? Do you
I'm
have
just thinking that sounds really cool, and I probably my hip would hurt the whole thing.
There is actually a concern about that I have is if you have a bad neck, especially looking up, like if you're leaning forward and looking up and trying to look up and around, it's gonna hurt. Okay. It is built as if you were riding a motorcycle and you're like leaning forward and eyes down ahead of you.
Okay.
So you definitely try to like look up and around, and it's just that really weird posture. Because you do have a back restraint as well, kind of like Flights of Passage. It comes down on your back. It's a weird one, so you can actually sit up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Like it's movable. It's like there's a restraint bar, and then there's a separate piece that sits on your back that can kind of move a little bit.
Okay.
But the sides are super open, so I don't see any claustrophobia issues there. It's a long train of light cycles. I'm sure everyone has seen that image by now. It's really, really cool. By the way, the best row to be in is row number 4.
Why is that?
It is the most in sync with the audio, I have discovered through
Nice.
all of my ride-throughs. I have been in the front row, I've been in the back row, and I have done rows 4 and 3. 4 and 3 have been my favorite.
Okay.
Oddly enough, most of the time it's either the front or the back. It's actually the middle on this one.
All right. Good to know.
Well done.
Yeah. Little secret for you. I actually, when we went, we had already done both. And so my boyfriend and I asked the cast member, we're like, what row do you suggest? There's not a huge line right now. Like, what one do you think we should try? And she's like, oh, definitely 4. We're like, all right. And we agreed.
Wow. That's great. That's good notes.
Yeah.
That's
little secret.
That's
a dueling Disney tip for you.
Dueling Disney says row 4. That's awesome, though. So what about weight issues? That's what I heard from a lot of people who are overweight, where it's hard to fit in some ride vehicles. What does that look like here?
I'm just gonna change the terminology from overweight to person of size.
Person of size.
Overweight just has a connotation that I don't particularly care for.
I'm sorry.
Though there isn't
That's
a
fair.
Person?
weight.
No. We got to think of something different then, because person of size, I'm a person of size. We are all people of size.
We are, in fact, all people of size. Disney is not good at recognizing that on either end of the spectrum, though.
From my search for the 3XL hoodies, but or let's just go with cuddly. For those of us who are cuddly.
There you go. I like it. For those of us that are cuddly.
Overweight. I do think overweight is a bit pejorative.
Yeah, I was going to say we could phrase it better.
Overweight is wrong. No. It's fine, because actually we're all overweight. It's all different. Okay, what do you want me to say?
I am underweight. I will say.
I'm not going to say person of size, because that's weird.
Cuddly.
No, it's not cuddly. Cuddly. Everybody can be cuddly. Annika's like one of the most cuddly people I know.
But of the 3 of us, I'm the cuddliest. Let's be honest.
I don't know. I'm sorry. There has to be another word. There has to be another word. You don't want me to say overweight. That's fine. What do you want?
How about people that are just concerned about the size of the light cycles?
People without normative sizes. People of non-normative size.
That's still everybody. Okay, whatever.
Well, no.
Not everybody.
It's people on the outside spectrum of
the
quote-unquote normative size.
There you go.
So that could be very small or larger. It could be either or.
All right.
Not a medium.
For those of us that are larger, then how is it being on the light cycle?
So I actually haven't seen anyone try to as of now. We do have a lot of cast members who are on that spectrum, that side of the spectrum. I have not been on it with them, unfortunately, so I don't know what they chose to do, but I do know we have that lovely accessibility seating. So I would like to talk about this, if that's okay.
Go for it.
I'd love it, because I saw a video with this, and I think this is such a great way to solve this problem.
So they actually decided on, I think it's every other vehicle, they would add accessibility seating. So this is, instead of a light cycle that's side by side with another one, it is, I can't remember the name because I'm not super big into Tron, but the car that they actually drive in Tron Legacy, which looks like a light cycle, but it's a car, that is what's actually attached to the end of the light cycle. So there's a row of light cycles, and instead of that last two rows, it is a car.
That's awesome.
And there's 2 seats inside, plenty of room from what I saw. We did see one come by when we were waiting for the last row. It was a very, I knew we had it, but I didn't know what it looked like. And no one really advertised it, which was very strange to me, especially because, we do have body sizes that are not typical in Shanghai.
That's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
I was very intrigued to see how that would go. But yeah, we have those accessibility seatings. It's going to help anyone who is on the bigger size, who's so small they might not fit on the light cycles if they let them through, because they have those bars keeping you in place. They're actually better if you have back pain or anything, because you can look around. I found out one of my coworkers did go on the accessibility seating just because it was so crowded. They just got on that one. And she was raving. She loved it because you could actually look around and see everything. You could see a whole lot more. You're not focused in one direction. And you don't have to hold on to the handlebars. I mean, you don't have to anyway, but that's how you bring the back restraint down. And there's a little piece of your brain. Everyone was like, yeah, I feel like I have to keep it there, because that's how you lock the back restraint in place. So I heard, hello, Gotham.
Sorry to our listeners, my dog is whining.
I think everyone should be happy to hear Gotham. It's the guest of the day, the true guest. Yeah, but it looks really cool too. I like that they didn't just tack on it's just a car. It looks good. It looks like it's part of the ride. And I think they did a wonderful job with that.
And it seems like they thought about not just, okay, there's a thing we have to do, but hey, how can we make this experience, if not exactly the same, and equivalent experience, or a as much thought into that experience as into the sort of normative experience. I think that's really cool.
So then if you're in a wheelchair, is it easy to get from the wheelchair to that seat, that car?
That I am not aware of how easy or hard it is. I haven't seen anyone try it yet. I haven't really talked to anyone who has tried it, but I will say the line for how you get on. So if you've been on Guardians, you're familiar with how the queue will look. It's very similar to the Guardians, the end of the queue, the loading station. First of all, they have a separate chunk of the line for the first 2 rows. So if you do want to wait separately, they've been starting to do that. So it's actually built into it. So you'll go down about halfway and you have your own little barred off line.
Got it.
Really cool. The accessibility section in the back is actually bigger, and there's a little wheelchair on the floor. So I do know you can at least fit a wheelchair to the loading dock.
Got it.
Unaware of how easy loading
I watched
might
a
be.
video of someone doing it, and it really depends on how significant the mobility impairment is, but it's as easy as it is on other rides. I think it's actually probably, because it was instituted, I think, from the beginning of the design, I think it's probably easier. It's just one of those things, depending on how much you are able to help. If you so someone with use of their arms might have an easier time than someone without the use of their arms, and that sort of thing. But in general, it looks like the design of it is built to take this into account. It feels like
That's awesome.
in a more robust way than it has been in other attractions. So I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no.
I will
That's
say,
amazing.
The light cycles themselves, though, like ignoring the accessibility seating, absolutely not. That is going to be a nightmare for so many people. There's going to be so many people in that line who's like, I can do this. You have to lift your leg like to the level of your hip to get onto that light cycle. You are getting on it like a motorcycle.
Okay, good.
Be aware of that.
Throw your leg over, yeah.
Even I had difficulties. Like I was wearing my Doc Martens and I always like fumble around a little bit, but I was like, oh, I'll probably like hit the seat or something. No, I was like, my foot would get caught and I'm like, I'm a dancer. I can kick above my waist and I'm still having difficulty doing this.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
Humble brag. Disney promote me to parades.
Do you have, they're not listening to this. Do you have any idea what the queue is going to be? Is it going to be a virtual queue like Guardians was, like Cosmic Rewind, or what's it going to be?
We don't actually have the information on that yet. It's not at least widely available, but I can't guarantee it, but I'm like 99.99998% sure it's going to be a virtual queue.
Okay. All
especially with a pavilion that large, with how they built it. I think that's just how they've been doing things lately, especially when new things have opened up. They've been kind of doing these signups for all the previews. I think it's going to be a very similar just virtual queue system, and then you go and wait in the actual line. And I have a feeling a lot of people will just be hanging out in that pavilion, getting their photos taken with the props and magic stuff. I don't know what all they'll have. We did have special props specifically for those cast events, so I don't know if they're going to make something similar.
Got it.
I only know they were specific because they did say #castlife on them. I have a feeling they're not going to give those to normal guests.
No, that's probably true. Yeah. Well, I heard that already. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opened at Disneyland recently, and I heard already they're doing away with the virtual queue for that.
That's fast.
Rumor.
I actually just talked to a friend who went on Sunday.
Yeah.
And they when they started, they were in the virtual queue on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then when they went back by Sunday evening, they were able to do standby. I don't know if if Disney officially changed it, but it was they were able to get on standby and the way she said it was like 10:30 Sunday night. But that's all weird because the rest of Toontown isn't open yet.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And that's coming up soon.
I do wonder because I have noticed something because we did miss our Guardians virtual queue reservation one time. And they will let you on after more often than not, especially like if you're within like 5-10 minutes, they'll be like, yeah, just go ahead. But every once in a while, it's usually just as long as it's after your specific time, they'll usually let you through because you did wait that time. Like we just had reservations and things got messed up, so we didn't make it. We ended up going at the end of the night. There was no one there. Like it was a slot that must have been filled, but no one was going on it that late at night. We walked right on. There was no one in the room.
Wow.
It was weird. It was really weird. So I almost wonder if that's like a way to solve that problem is after they notice the initial rush is gone, maybe they just open the standby queue for the last stragglers of the day.
Well, because it makes sense, because I've definitely made reservations for a ride, and then saw they were 10:30 at night and been like, oh, I'm not sticking around till 10:30.
Right.
But I'm not going to go around, not necessarily going to cancel those reservations either, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I wonder then, because Cosmic Rewind has the virtual queue and it has where you pay for the individual lightning lane. So Tron will probably follow suit.
More than likely, just knowing Disney.
Yeah.
They will take
at least at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So April 4th, we are scheduled to be there the first week of May. So hopefully we'll get a chance to ride it.
Wait, we are? I'm going?
You want to go?
Hey, you want to come?
You are
come on down.
Open invitation.
I'm still recovering from the last time I went. I'm having surgery.
That's true. That's
destroyed my hip.
I'm sorry. I'm better. I'm going to do better. I'm better.
How's the merch? We should talk about it. Whether
we don't know. So actually, I am awaiting the merch as well. I have not heard anything about it. But they do have the Tron backpack that was released for the 40th anniversary of Tron, which they have been keeping stocked as best as they can. It has been selling out a lot. They had a Tron hat. Both of the Loungefly and the baseball cap did light up blue, which is really cool. I think all of their merch should either light up or be reflective. That's awesome. My personal opinion. There was a shirt that came out, but it was like the Retro Tron, and that sold out very quickly. I don't know how long that was in the parks for. That was just kind of there one day, and then it wasn't. So who's to say? But we do know that big gift shop next to Space Mountain, where you usually exit by, is closed. It has been closed for a while. That's right where the entrance to Tron is. So we're believing that it's either going to be a Tron gift shop or it's going to help be the entrance, because right now the entrance is sneak behind the Dumbo ride or Goofy's Barnstormer with your special wristband, and then you exit through a bush.
Right.
They have 2 bushes set up, so you like weave through the bush to leave into the park.
I think it's pretty smart and of Disney to put a gift shop by a ride.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, shocking.
I mean, wow, I bet they could sell a lot of merchandise that way. All right. Okay, so then I'm going to ask our duelists, what do you think about Tron? Are you going to go on it? Some of you, I already know, have been on it in Shanghai. So I've heard from some of you, which is great, but I'm kind of curious about the whole Florida trip. I can't wait to go on it. The first week of May, I think, hopefully we'll get on it. I don't know. So, Al, when are you going to go?
I don't know. I got to plan another Florida trip to go. I have no idea when I'll be able to make it out there again. I mean, I've only been to Walt Disney World 3 times, so it's I'm 50.
It's the better park.
It's an average of once every 16 years.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not a better park because I prefer.
No, it is.
Park.
It's the better park. This is Roy's park.
Why we dual
I love Roy,
Disney.
but
this is why we dual Disney. All right, I'm gonna stop this now before
wait.
it goes on.
I got one more question for the duelists, though.
Yes.
For those of you who have been on it in Shanghai and are getting an opportunity to ride it, I want you to tell me if you notice a difference in speed.
Oh,
I am insanely curious because it's made to be the same speed, but I did find out that ours is faster on average because of weight.
Oh,
that makes sense.
Yeah, we are not
interesting.
The average size of someone who lives in Shanghai.
You don't
which
say.
Makes sense. I know, shocking.
Shanghai, I can concur.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You have.
I'm in fact 5'8", not exactly the average over there, and I'm on the smaller side.
And I definitely had an experience in Shanghai of random people on the street taking pictures with me because I was
yes,
out of the ordinary person.
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
It was pretty cool.
I remember you telling me that. All right, duelists, let's hear the answers to all these questions. We are on YouTube, so you can comment if you are watching. If you're listening, you can go to duelingdisney.com or Facebook and Instagram at duelingdisney. Just hashtag Dueling Disney. We'll see it there too. And then if you would please share a review wherever you listen to Dueling Disney, or just comment below if you're watching on YouTube, because we read those too.
Sorry.
Go
Before
ahead.
You sign off, I have a secret tip for people who stayed past that little plug. I totally forgot about this, but I wanted to share it. So if you are someone who is like me and you like being on the dark side, so you're always the Sith when you go to Galaxy's Edge, if you're interested in being the orange team, just for a split second, there's a little effect they do in the ride. So if you sit on the left side, I believe, of the light cycles, at least there's 2 different loading docks. I'm not sure if it's different between the 2, but it was when I was on the left side. For a brief moment to create an effect of you racing past Team Orange, half of the light cycles will turn orange for just a moment. I noticed this, so if you see Team Orange riding by in light cycles that look like your own, look down real quick. You might be Team Orange just for a second.
Nice.
Right.
Easy. There you are, and just in time. There's a little matter I forgot to mention. Beware of hitchhiking ghosts. They have selected you to fill our quota, and they'll haunt you until the next episode of Dueling Disney. Now I will raise the safety bar, and a ghost will follow you home.